Right, now let's go ahead and talk about how to set up multi-instance. So to do that, I will close the GUI. And what I want to do is, assuming that I'm back on the desktop, I can right-click on the shortcut and open the location. So that will open C drive IPST. Now from here, I want to open the config ini. And you will notice this is what gets created. Okay, so number of instances equals 1. Yep, I think you're guessing what's coming now. I'm going to say number of instances equals 3. I will save that and close it. So if I open the client now and drop this down, I've got another 2 extra slots that I can configure. And you can see here, instance 2 and 3 not configured. All right, so let's go to switch to instance 2, settings, and this should be different login credentials. You should not be using the same login credentials, okay? Because technically, if it's another estimating system, it's another company file, so it should be treated like as though it's another client. And in most cases, these body shops that have multiple shops on one premise or something using the one server trade under different names anyhow. So make sure that when you set up other instances, you're not setting them up with the same username and password of any other configured instance for the client. And suppose that, let's say they're called ABC Smash, and their other 2 sites are also trading under ABC Smash. Well, call one of the usernames ABC Smash 1, and the other one 2, and the other one 3. Okay, that way we know there's a distinction because they need to be separate. The images need to be stored in separate locations and then be downloaded separately so they know which correct estimating system to go into. So I'll set this up as a second instance, and I will just use, I'll use AutoQuote actually. So this is not the regular path for AutoQuote. This is just where I store a few test ones. So that's it. I've just hit OK, and as you can see, my first instance, it still shows yes that I've logged in. Okay, my second instance is now logged in as well, and the third instance is still not configured. If I hit check, you'll see basically it's checking this particular instance. So right now I'm working with this instance, and the images where they get stored will all go into the one directory. They don't actually get isolated into separate directories because none of them should be a crossover. Like for example, you wouldn't have 2 of the same rego numbers from 2 different estimating systems because the same car can't exist in both sites at the same time. And the job numbers and quote numbers, it's very unlikely that they will cross over at any point because usually these sites run different ranges for their job and estimate numbers. If this ever does become an issue later, we can address it. But for now, I don't see that being a problem. So if I don't want instance 3 anymore, I can simply close this, go back to my config and just change it back down to 2. Okay, now opening that back up, back down to 2. And both instances logged in fine and ready to go. So now I've got this set up for FlexiQuote on instance 1, and for this one here, AutoQuote.